वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की, बोले श्रीमद सद्गुरु सरकार की. My most humble pranams to each one of you, dear devotees. Devotees, let us all take our seats, maintaining absolute silence. Try to fold your hands in the prayer mode. Take a good look at the divine form of God and Guru placed on the altar. Capture the form of the Lord in your hearts and minds, closing your eyes and trying to visualize the divine form with the inner eyes of your minds, that is doing Roop Dhyan. Let us all pay our most humble obeisance at the divine lotus feet of our supreme divine beloved Lord, while I shall recite the verses, and then we shall proceed further with the talk on Karma Yoga and Karma Sannyas Sadhana. Mannatha Shri Jagannatho Madguru Shri Jagadguru Madatma Sarva Bhutatma Kripalu Gurave Namah. Guru Raradhanadishcha Guru Paramadaivatam Guru Partaram Nasti Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Radha Karavachit Pallav Vallari ke Radha Padank Vilasan Madhurasthali ke Radha Yasho Mukharamat Khagavali ke Radha Vihar Vipine Ramatam Manomi. Yo Brahmanam Vidadhati Puravam Yo Vai Vedanscha Prahinoti Tasmai Tagvam Hadevamatma Buddhi Prakasham Mumukshur Vai Sharanamaham Prapadye. Anand Kanda Satchidananda Shri Krishna Chandra Charanaravindha Makaranda Milinda Mahanubhav. I'll chant one line of this pad, which I'm going to take to practice Roop Dhyan along with you later on, after I've explained a little bit about Karma Yoga and Karma Sannyas Sadhana. If you've got your Prem Ras Madhira, then it's Sri Krishna Madhuri, pad number 21. Natkhat ki lat ghungaral re. नटखट की लट घुंघराल रे, नटखट की लट घुंघराल रे, नटखट की लट घुंघराल रे, नटखट की
लट घुंघराल रे,
नटखट की लट घुंघराल रे, नटखट की लट घुंघराल रे,
नटखट की लट घुंघराल रे, नटखट की लट घुंघराल रे,
सिगरे ब्रज की, सिगरे ब्रज की, ब्रज बनी तनिके,
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 गल महा फांसी डाल रे,
कान्हा गल महा फांसी डाल रे,
कान्हा गल महा फांसी डाल रे,
कान्हा गल महा फांसी डाल रे,
घुंघराल रे,
घुंघराल रे,
घुंघराल रे,
घुंघराल रे,
घुंघराल रे,
घुंघराल रे,
नटखट की लट घुंघराल रे, नटखट की लट घुंघराल रे,
नटखट की लट घुंघराल रे, नटखट की लट घुंघराल रे.
So you won't understand what you are singing unless you read the meaning, and then when you read the meaning you'll think, what is it? And unless it is explained to you all what this pad talks about, you can't do the Roop Dhyan. And Roop Dhyan is a must. This entire sadhana that we do is to make sure that we are able to do Roop Dhyan. This Karm Sannyas sadhana that we all are doing here is supposed to make us astik. So we are not astik. What does astik mean? We think, yes, astik means that you have your acceptance of God, you believe in God. No. The Vedas proclaim, asti evam diraha matir, yasyata astikah. Astik means to have didh mati, firm understanding. 100% belief, that is faith. The firm understanding. Nobody can twist it and turn it and change it and break it. That the Supreme Almighty Divine Beloved is always with me, no matter in what condition, what place I am. But we forget. We all forget. We remember when we are doing satsang, when you hear these talks, then you remember it for a while and slowly it disappears. So we are not astik. And this Karam Sannyas sadhana is to make us astik, to become astik. We do this sadhana. Sadhana is of two kinds, Karma Yoga and Karam Sannyas. Look, let us begin from right in the beginning, from the beginning. We've been told over and over again by all my spiritual brothers and sisters, by myself, by Shri Maharaj's lectures that we hear every day. Ananda Prapti is our ultimate goal, attainment of happiness. And due to this one goal, attainment of happiness, no matter what we do in life, contradictory our actions may be. You stand, you sit, you sleep, you walk, you do bad things, negative things, you do positive things, you do good things. No matter what we do, it's all for Ananda Prapti. To attain our ultimate goal of perfect bliss, who in turn is Sri Krishna. Sri Krishna is Ananda. Never forget this. Raso Vaisah Rasagvam Hevayam Labdvanandi Bhavati. So, in order to attain this Anand, we have desires. Our selfish desires is due to this one reason, Ananda Prapti. The root cause of our desires is to attain Ananda. And desires cannot be destroyed at no time. It can never be destroyed. Because we are under Maya. And as long as Maya is governing us, desires will remain. So what to do with these desires? We are taught to divert the desires towards Supreme Almighty Lord. The material desires of the material phenomenon needs to be turned and diverted to the spiritual phenomenon towards God, towards Divine Beloved Shri Radha Krishna. So we just have to change the course, the direction from Maya world to the divine world, from the material objects and individuals to the Supreme Divine Beloved God and Guru. And in order to get our desires diverted towards God, we need to practice sadhana. And sadhana is of two kinds. One, karma yoga, and the other, karma sannyas. This sadhana or this upasana is going close to God, moving close to God. It's a movement Godward. So moving towards God, moving closer to God, moving closer in love, in devotion to God, is going to help us get our desires diverted with the grace of God. Jo tu dhave ek pag, to main dhaun saat. It's the declaration by the Supreme Lord. You take one step towards me. To attain me, I will take 60 steps. This 60 is not a count in the divine kingdom. Infinite step is taken by the Lord with a one tiny step towards Him. Thus, with the grace of God, with His divine grace and help, we would be able to start to divert our materialistic desires towards the divine. And as we progress in the practice, we will find immense amount of inner strength, Atma Bal, inner strength to face the world, to carry out our duties with our minds exclusively in the Divine Beloved. We'd be able to check our desires, our material desires, due to that Atma Bal, that inner strength that we receive through the grace of God while practicing sadhana. We would start to experience the joy of this sadhana. The sadhana that we need to learn about is Karma Yoga sadhana. But we cannot neglect Karma Sannyas sadhana. Karma Sannyas sadhana is the foundation. It's going to help us practice Karma Yoga sadhana because we live in the world. We are not sannyasi babas. We are not in the jungle away from the world. Thus, the Karma Yoga sadhana is where the action, the karma is performed. The necessary actions, and the mind is in yoga with God. Yoga means union. One with the Lord. Exclusively the mind is with the Lord all the time. The biggest example, the greatest example, the most beautiful example is the example of the gopis, the maidens of Braj. Yadohane vahanane mathano pale paprenken kanarva rudido ksanamarjanado gayanti chaina manurakta dhiyoshu kantyo dhanya brajastriya urukrama chittayana. 10th canto, 44, chapter 15th verse of Srimad Bhagavat Mahapuran. The gopis are milking the cow, and their mind is one with Shyam Sundar. Karma, action is happening, it's taking place. Duty has been performed by them, and their mind is one with the Lord, immersed and drowned in the thought of their beloved Shyam Sundar. While milking the cows, while churning the curd for butter, while smearing the floor with cow dungs, while sprinkling the fields with water, while swinging on the swings, while taking care of their little babies and doing their household duties, cooking food, sweeping, washing clothes, going to the yamunas to wash clothes, filling the water pots with the water, bringing them back home through Sakri Khor or through the little tiny lanes. Walk all the way from Yamuna to their villages, to their places. See, during the time of gopis, it was not the electronic time, that everything was the tip of a button, push of a button, that you wash your clothes in the washing machine and dry your clothes in the dryer and you don't have to do anything. Or anything much, say. Sweeping, oh yeah, vacuuming. The gopis had to really make the brooms and then sweep. They had to bang down to sweep the floors, not like the sticks we get nowadays. Likewise, everything now we have is all machine world. These gopis had to do from A to Z everything physically, and they were very healthy as well. Nowadays, we know the body is so weak, especially those of you who do not do much of your physical duties. The cleaning and the washing and everything. The body becomes so weak, and Mem Saab is always sick. Ma'am Sahab cannot make rotis because too sick. Unlike these gopis, they would make piles and piles of rotis. For the entire village, they would do it in no time. Yeah, sometimes I see even here at our Dham that there would be older ladies cooking in the kitchen. And I'd say, what are you doing? And when I say older, they are 50 plus. There would be 60 plus maybe. Yeah. And the young ones, they can't. They're either too tired or too sick or whatever is happening. So we see the leisure life. So anyway, the gopis used to do everything A to Z. Just imagine. No machines, no nothing. And the man would go out, the gopas would go out in the fields. And yet, the gopis, their minds would always be in Shyam Sundar. धन्य है ब्रज की ये स्त्रियां, धन्यास्तु ये. So, glory to these maidens of Braj, whose heart and mind was entwined and attached in Shri Krishna. And the entire body would be horripilating due to the ecstatic, blissful joy experienced in the oneness of the mind, in drinking the divine nectar of divine Shyam Sundar. And yet they are carrying out their duties, hard work. Tears constantly shedding. And these gopis would be chanting the name of Shyam Sundar all day long. Whatever they'll be doing, they'll be singing and glorifying the name of the Lord all the time. Sankirtan. And when the husbands would come, and they'd say, what's going on? When they'll know the husband is coming, they'll stop chanting loudly. But their mind is still one with Krishna, and the tears are still gushing down. And the husband, if he sees the tears, then he'd say, what's going on? Why are you crying? And the gopi would simply say, remembering you. I was missing you so much, my darling. Yeah. Why? Gopaniyam, gopaniyam, gopaniyam prayatnatah. Chupao, chupao, chupao prem ko. Love. The very nature and form of love is aheriva gati premna. Prem ka chal hi is very crooked. So, love, the true, sincere, genuine lovers, the elevated devotees, they always hide their love. Why should they say that I'm crying for Krishna? Why should they talk about their inner feelings for Shyam Sundar? No, hide it. So they'll make up the story, I'm crying for you. So in Karam Yog Sadhana, we have to take this example of these gopis. That's why Srimad Bhagavat Mahapuran is there for us. And that's why the greatest of the sages and saints, they descend on this earth and live a life just like you and I. 99.99% of the saints have been all householders. Rarely there were saints who were sannyasis. Like I am a sannyasi. I'm not saying I'm a saint, but I'm just telling you what sannyasi is. Otherwise, Sri Maharaj ji, householder. Most of Prahalad, Dhruv, name it. So, to teach the world at large about Karma Yoga Sadhana. In this Karma Yoga Sadhana, what we sadhaks need to do is to always remember that while performing any action, we have to keep the mind who is the main doer and the performer of all the actions. The main cause of bondage and liberation is the mind. Man eva manushyanam karanam bandha mokshayo. So this mind needs to be attached with love. Not only attachment, attached with love in Shyam Sundar. And the work to be done. He is Sarvavyapi, Sarvabhutantaratma. He is omnipresent, present everywhere. And he is seated within my heart as well. Inside, outside, everywhere. Astik means to have this realization, to feel this all the time in every breath of our lives. He is with me. Thus, Karma Yoga Sadhana is to make us astik. And Karma Sannyas Sadhana is a helping tool in that as well. So, Karma and Yoga. A person can only be a true Karma Yogi when the Yoga part is complete. That means when the mind is totally in union with the Supreme Almighty Godhead Personality. But at this stage, we do not have our minds exclusively with Madhurya Bhav, unconditional, unselfish love, attached in Shri Krishna, attached in God or in Guru. Thus, Karma Yoga Sadhana will help us do this. So, when we are doing any duty, any activity, any action, when people go to office, there in the office also, place Shri Krishna at one place, or your Guru, Shri Maharaj Ji. Either sit him on the table, make him stand by the wall, and then every hour first in the beginning, remind yourself, he is there watching me. Now you continue with the work. 3, 4, 12, 18, blah, 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 blah. He's watching. You don't even have to say this. You just have to lift yourself where you have made him sit or stand. Look there. Nobody will ask you why you're looking there after every hour. You just have to remind yourself, he's watching. It would be difficult in the beginning to remind yourself every hour that he is with me, he is watching. But a continuous practice will get you there. It will take time because the wrong sadhana has been done so much of our time and energy from uncountable lifetimes have been spent in remembering the worldly people, in getting the mind attached in the Maya world, that it would take time for the mind to get detached from the world and attached in God. Abhyasena tu kaunteya to vairagyana grihate. 6th chapter, 35th verse of Bhagavad Gita. Practice, practice, practice. One day you'll perfect this. But it won't happen overnight. It will take time. But it won't take that long. Be well assured of that. You start the practice before getting fear-stricken. So, practice every hour. When you get to this point that every hour you can remind yourself and remember he's with me, he's watching, then cut it down to every half an hour. Now, every half an hour, it will be a problem in the beginning, but then slowly practice, it will become very easy. Habits. We form habits in lives. Habit of drinking tea. Now you can't live without tea. I need to have my bad tea. I need to have coffee. People smoke, they drink. Maharaj Ji once told us about this incident which took place in Allahabad, long time back, in his early days. Shri Maharaj Ji had all these big officials the justice, the magistrate, and the doctors, and district magistrate, etc. They were all part of this team, satsang group. 50 of them, wives, husbands, they would come to satsang. They were devotees. So Maharajji would continue to give this sadhana, this satsang, in those days, throughout the night. We are going to have only one night satsang tonight. And this is already a problem with most of us. How can I sit? And your planning has already been done, when you are going to take break and how you're going to take a break. An excuse not to be in the sadhana all the time. Yes. Shri Maharajji will continuously give months and months and months of continuous sadhana for the whole night. And early in the morning there will be a break for the officers to go back to their homes, or to go back to the place where they would have the breakfast ready, have the breakfast, and go to work. And at work, most of them started to doze off at work. And the report went to the chief of all these court officers that these lawyers, magistrates, judges, they come to the court and they doze off here. When would they hear the cases? And how would they hear the cases when they are sleeping and dozing off? And then, how would they make the rightful judgment? So then, that news also came to Shri Maharajji, because they started to say in the court and other places that there is a Babaji in this town who conducts satsang all night. Until 12 o'clock every day. But there would be times that Shri Maharajji will conduct satsang all night. So, this particular judge or magistrate where Maharajji was staying, he would attend this satsang as well, but 2-3 days, Maharajji saw him every day. In the midst of the lecture Maharajji would be giving, he would get up and go out and then come back and sit. So Maharajji saw this happening 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. 4th day, Maharajji followed him quietly. And when Maharajji followed him, Maharajji had figured out what was wrong with him. Maharajji figured out, not like you and I. Of course, Maharajji is a divine, God-realized saint. He doesn't need to do any thing to know what's going on with us. Just to tell us how God and Guru are always with us, always watching us. And we forget. And we forget. So this person, he forgets. So he quietly would stand up and go out, sneak out as if Maharajji has not seen because he's busy giving talk. And it is unnoticed. But Maharajji noticed it. And 4th day, Maharajji just followed him quietly. And he saw where he was standing, and from behind, Maharajji went so quietly that he had no idea someone was behind him. And Maharajji he knew that he was a chain smoker. He couldn't stop, he couldn't wait, when the time, he had to smoke. So that's why even in the middle of the talk, he'd have to get up and go and smoke. So Maharajji went and pulled the 3 or 4 cigarette packets out of his pocket. And Maharajji opened it. Maharajji also took out the lighter which he had. And Maharajji put the whole cigarette packet containing the whole of the cigarettes. He put it in his mouth, like 10 at one time, and lit it and blew it and blew it and blew it. Maharajji had his lips burned. They were blisters. And that person was crying and fell at the feet of Shri Maharajji, begging Maharajji, please, no. Maharajji continued to burn out all the cigarettes. And Maharajji said, tonight, in the night satsang, whole night satsang, I'm going to see whether you're going to live or die without cigarette. Let me have the blisters. That's not the concern. Let me see whether you're going to live or die without cigarettes. Maharaj finished the packets. This is how the Guru is always with us, takes upon himself all our negativities and wrongs and graces us. At that same time, graces us without us realizing. With that divine Shakti, little bit of that inner strength to face the problem, the situation. That magistrate would have tried many times, because Maharaj had talked about it many times in the lectures, about the habits we form, the wrong things we do, but he probably couldn't do it on his own. Who knows what his heart's cry was. But anyway, Shri Maharajji then came in, and one good thing Maharajji says came out of it was he took a vow there and then, that magistrate. From that time onwards, he never touched cigarette. See, he could stop it. We just need a very firm decision, sankalp. Sankalp Shakti. Sankalp Shakti is extremely powerful Shakti, power that God has given to us mankind. Just sankalp. And your firm determination, you take it. What is impossible to do? Nothing. So in the beginning, when we will start to do the Karma Yoga Sadhana, while we are performing our activities and actions and trying to keep our minds exclusively in God and Guru, it would seem very difficult. In fact, it would seem impossible for us. But this Sankalp Shakti, if you take the Sankalp, firm determination in your mind to do it, then nothing is impossible. And that same thing which seemed to be impossible and so hard would become so easy. So easy. Because of the grace. And the Atma Bal, the inner strength that comes with the grace of God and Guru. So Karma Yoga Sadhana, continue to do, even if you are doing it without any feeling, without any bhav, don't worry. Start. Keep going. Just your did sankalp, your firm determination. I'm going to get God and Guru present. And then the carelessness, the laziness, and procrastinating, leaving it to future, should not be present in our minds and hearts. We should get onto it and then start. Slowly, you will start to experience the ras. When these bad habits give us so much of anand that we can't leave them, these materialistic things, then what to say of Premanand? Shri Krishna is Premanand. Guru is Anand. Premanand. He's attained that Premanand Tattva. This is divine bliss we are talking of. You just have to continue to practice. Sumiran ke sudhi yun karo, ज्यों सुरभि सुत माही, कहा कबीर चारो चरत, बिसरत कभू नाही. The cow grazes far away, and the calf is tied to the pole back at home. The cow grazing the grass never forgets the calf. And when the cow starts returning home in the evening and comes closer to the goshala, to the shed where the cows are kept, then just remembering the calf, starts to meow, starts to scream out loudly and call out for the calf. And the calf also starts to meow and cry out and scream out, "Mom, come quick, Mom." This is found in the animals, in the other creatures. Then we are human beings. We are human beings. When you start to grow closer in your practice, the experience the joy. And from that side, from our divine beloved side, the grace, the kripa, and the longing in the heart, both. Your longing increases, his longing increases. We take steps closer to him, he comes also taking steps closer to us. Cleansing of the heart starts. When we become astic, we are trying to practice this sadhana to become astic. When we become astic, then we won't forget him. When we are astic, then we will never forget. Not even for a fraction of a second, not even in sleep, even in our breaths in sleep, we will be breathing in and out. He's there, he's with me. Sham Sundar, Sham Sundar. So in the beginning, it may seem to be impossible. We need to put in a lot of effort. But as you keep on putting the effort, this is known as the sadhana. And as you start to receive the result with the grace, that is siddhi. So we are sadhaks. We are to do sadhana. In primary level, we are all to sing and chant the name of God as we are doing. And in the final state, also the same. And after God realization, continue name chanting. The only difference would be the ras, the nectar, the divine bliss nectar that we would experience. We won't experience the nectar in the beginning. It would be very dry, but continue, and then the ras, the nectar. And then there will come a time when we won't be able to live without chanting the name of the Lord, even for a fraction of a moment. That longing would turn into a desperate longing. And once we will attain the Lord, then that divine love, ecstatic bliss, cannot be talked about. So, Karma Yoga Sadhana is while performing action and still remembering the Lord. Now this will only be strengthened, can only be practiced when we practice Karma Sannyas Sadhana. Why? Because the world out there is very negative. It's very dirty. There is great amount of opposition. And it is so filthy. There is so much of chal kapat in the world. Deception, dishonesty, cunningness. And we need to practice chal kapat in the world. Those same kind of deception, lies, cunningness, to protect ourselves from the chal kapat of the world. Otherwise, these worldly people will kill us, will destroy us. They'll cheat us, they'll loot us. So in order to protect ourselves from the cunningness and the dishonesty and the evilness and the negativity of the world, we have to practice also the same thing. So that there is no argument, no fight, no stress, no tension. You have to make up stories. You have to tell lies. But if we practice Karma Sannyas Sadhana back at home or in satsang like this, then that would help us face the world out there. That Atma Bal, that Atma Shakti, once again the inner strength, and the presence of the Lord to be felt all the time, And that Roop Dhyan Sadhana that we have been trying to practice and to bring the Lord again and again into our hearts and minds. This Karam Sannyas Sadhana will help us feel that presence of the Lord, of God and Guru. It will help us realize the presence of God. It will give us a lot more internal power in our hearts and minds to accept this and to practice this truth. Unless we practice Karam Sannyas Sadhana, we cannot tackle with this world. Thus, what we are doing right now, this is known as Karam Sannyas Sadhana, where all the activities are at stop. No other activities, only one activity is going on here. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam. In this Pramukh, Smaranam. Chanting the name of the Lord, listening to the glories and attributes and the philosophy about divine love, devotion, etc., what you're doing now, but both Shravanam and Kirtanam helping us do Sumiran. Remember the Divine Beloved. Fill our hearts and minds with the thoughts of the Divine Beloved, with the love of the Divine Beloved, with the devotion of the Divine Beloved. In this Karam Sannyas Sadhana, nothing much needs to be told, because this is exactly what we are trying to do here. And what are we to do in this practice? Bring Sri Radha Krishna, bring Guru before you. So we've got the altar to help us feel the presence, bring the presence of the Lord, of the Divine Beloved in front of us. And then chant a pad given by Shri Maharaj. Many chantings are there. 1008 pads are there in Prem Ras Madhura. Braj Ras Madhuri is there, Yugal Shatak is there, Bhakti Shatak is there, Radha Govind Geet, Shama Sham Geet. Try to keep the chants in the same area of your Guru, because the bhav may change. Remember, we are to practice Madhurya Bhav Sadhana, and that too of Param Nishkam, exclusive love and devotion, of the Gopi Prem nature. So 100% sure that Sri Maharaj is giving us this, but we don't know about the other kirtans and pads written by the other God-realized saints. You can chant them, you can chant them, there is nothing wrong, but your path may change. Instead of Gopi Prem Bhav, it could be something else. And we don't want to get muddled up in the beginning. Once you're strong and once you are God realized, it makes no difference. You can sing and chant anything. Once pakka, then finished. Nothing can disturb you. But in the beginning, we have to be careful. So there are so many pads of so many interests. Take the pad of your interest that appeals to you the most and sing it slowly, making Radha Krishna stand before you. And your heart longing and yearning for darshan, for the vision of the Lord. Personified form, please come out from that form of a deity, of an idol, please, of a photo. Please come out. I know you are Vibhuchit, universal consciousness. You are omnipresent and you are omniscient. I'm crying out for you, my beloved. Come out. This yearning. When you are chanting any pad, any kirtan, this longing in the heart should be there. Longing of the heart, yearning of the heart is what sadhana is, nothing else. So, longing to have his darshan, to receive the grace, kripa, 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 Sadhan sadhe, kripa sadhe is bhakti. You are doing your sadhana, but wait and long for the grace. Don't demand. It's nishkam bhakti. No desire should be there in our hearts. Not even the desire for moksha. Nothing. Not even the desire which the bhaktas have of the four muktis. Sarshti, samipya, sarupya, salokya. Remember my last talk, which I gave you. So, no desires. Just wait and long and yearn for the grace to come. You do your part, he will do his part. Having ardent faith in this, just long and wait and yearn for the grace, for the darshan, for the grace, for the embrace, that one touch, that one, only once that one touch, that one embrace. Grace means such a manner that I may receive your darshan. When you come to give me darshan, then I'll get your embrace. And with that, your love, I seek and beg, and our arms of your love, and our arms of your love, and our arms of your love. Prem bhiksham dehi, prem bhiksham dehi, prem bhiksham dehi. In every chant we chant, this is the yearning, this is the longing. No technical form of meditation is going to help us, no technical. This is divine love, devotional practice of sadhana. And why are we seeking for this love? Still it is unconditional. You may think it is still asking. No, it is still unconditional. When it doesn't come, when he doesn't come, when it's not given, you don't feel stressed, you don't feel depressed, you don't feel down. You just continue to beg and long for it. Nishkamta. Sakamta, you'll start to feel down, disgusted, depressed, blah, blah, not. That's not true devotion. Okay? Nishkamta, you just wait. No demands, no commands. I know you'll come. And with this faith, you want the love. Why do I want the love? To do seva to you. To do seva to you. To render seva at your divine lotus feet. To please you. Not to please myself. Seva is no seva which I want. Seva is seva which you want. And I can do your seva only with your love. And your love can only be attained when you come to me, when you give your darshan. And when you come to me and give your darshan, I'm sure you'll give me that hug, that embrace as well. So it's all falling into pieces. It all comes with your grace. So ask only for the grace, for the darshan, for the embrace, and for the love to do the seva. Jivera swarupo he Krishnera nityadas, we're all his eternal sevaks, and to get back to this highest aim of rendering the seva. Ananda prapti is also to do seva. Your divine seva, in your divine abode. Not you, what you and I call seva. No. It's the ultimate. So in this karma sannyas sadhana, while chanting the pad, your heart is yearning and longing for him, waiting for the grace, waiting for the embrace, waiting for the love of the beloved. Shedding tears. It will automatically come when your longing of the heart, when the yearning of your heart, when the melting of the heart would start. Heart would melt. It's like the volcanic eruption taking place. Small way or a big way. Tears will constantly be gushing down. Like the gopis example I told you. The gopis, tears are gushing down and they are ironing the clothes. Tears, and they are washing the clothes. Tears, and they're taking care of the children. Don't forget, when the husband asks why, for you. Hiding it. Gopaniyam, 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 pratnata. Not making it a manoranjan. You know what manoranjan is? Mental entertainment. Not seeking to be praised as a bhakta. This can very easily come, very easy. For any one of us. Sri Maharaj, when he made us preachers, we thought this task was impossible. All the preachers, all of us, we thought, oh God, sitting on a stage and delivering a talk, how can I do this? And especially talking about myself, oh God, I didn't even know Hindi to begin with. What to say of Sanskrit and all these verses and giving these talks. And all the preachers. We all felt that. And then Sri Maharaj Ji, he got me ready in 3 months. I finished my master's degree in July. I came to Sri Maharaj Ji. He immediately, on the very first day itself, asked me to start learning the slokas, the verses, and start getting ready for a speech. And in October, July, August, September, October, he gave the robe. 10 of us became preachers together. Some took 6 months, some took 1 year. And some took 3 years or 4 years. He got all of us ready. I guess the Guru only knows how he gets us ready, but only he did that. The task or the seva that we knew to be impossible for us became possible. Look, you see me delivering this talk, and you think, Didi ji, you've got so much knowledge. How do you? People come to me and say, and I keep on telling them, it's not me, it's Maharaj ji, but they don't take it seriously. This is what the Guru does. But Sri Maharaj Ji said, people will praise. They will sing your praises like anything. They will say you are above in even Saraswati and Brahaspati, whom they've never seen. And Kashi Vidvat Parishad, Kashi ke Pandit log ko to anytime you can defeat. So they will all be talking high and great about you guys. Remember one thing. You are seated in this position as a pracharak with the grace of your Guru. The moment you'll think it's all coming from him, I'm zero, you'll humble yourself down. Never forget this, Sri Maharaj Ji told us. And the way he had said it, it still is, the words are still so strongly ringing bell in my ears, in my mind. And we have to remind ourselves again and again. Otherwise, manoranjan for any one of us. And you think, Didi, if you can get into this entertainment, into this singing of the praise and getting so stuck with ego and pride, then what about us? Yes, what about anyone? Highest class of devotee can enter into bhav bhakti level, bhav bhakti ke parikashtha. And it's only a fraction of a second to meet God, and patan ho jata hai, and they fall, they get destroyed. This is very subtle ahankar. Sukshma mityaram ahankar. Gross ego we can deal with. Externally you'll see, he has got no pride, no ego. But this is sukshma. So never have that feeling in the heart. If it comes immediately, don't only brush it out, it will come back. Don't just bury it, it will come back. Burn it. Burn it to ashes. So, as we progress, साध कहावत कठिन है, जैसे पेड़ खजूर, चढ़े तो चाखे प्रेम रस, और गिरे तो चकनाचूर. The state of sadhana is so challenging that as you keep increasing and evolving in your sadhana, you'll start to experience this sattvic bhav, tears, etc., etc. The experiences which you never had, the things that, the seva that seemed to be so impossible, the sadhana that seemed to be so difficult, now it's become so easy. And now from half an hour of remembrance of God, every 15 minutes I can remember in, every 15 minutes. And that every 15 minutes, if we can start to remember and be conscious of the feeling that God is with me, oh God, it gives us so much of thrill and joy. So much of thrill. Just imagine if every 5 seconds we remember, and every second, what it would be like. But this every 15 minutes, if we start to remember, it gives us so much of thrill and joy that we can very easily be torn, be destroyed by our ego. That keeps on swelling as well. That's why Trinadapi Sunichena Tarurapi Saishnana Manina Mande Manadena Kirtaniya Sadahari. This beautiful verse of Mahaprabhu Gauranga Dev that Shri Maharaj always talks about. So, in Karma Sannyas Sadhana, this is important thing to take note of. And this Karma Sannyas Sadhana, it is going to increase our longing and our yearning for the Lord. This is what we need to build and sprout. And this is what we need to water and grow. The yearning, the longing. And then when you go out into the world and face this negative world and face the challenges of the world and face the criticisms coming to you, then this Karma Sannyas Sadhana is going to help you deal with it. The conscious awareness of His presence with you and His divine strength and power and the grace that brings so much, gives so much of inner strength, Atma Bal to us. You'll start to experience this. Thus, without Karma Sannyas Sadhana, it would be very difficult, in fact, impossible for us to deal with the world and practice Karma Yoga Sadhana. So this Sadhana Shivir that Shri Maharaj Ji has actually organized here for 2 weeks, in Mangar for 1 month. Your choice where you go to do sadhana. This one specially organized for the foreigners, for us Westerners, especially Americans and Canadians, and Mangar Sadhana for all the devotees in India, plus the foreigners who could go there. Now the thing is that in this Karma Sannyas Sadhana, this is Karma Sannyas Sadhana, we ought to come, make it a point that I will come for 2 weeks, intensive, and get most out of this sadhana, unless and until there is something very important that would hold you back. So you try to come for maximum number of days. Because this Karma Sannyas Sadhana is taking you away from the world. It is giving us so much of the spiritual food for the Atma, for the soul, ongoing chanting, etc., that would help us progress. Though our progress will not be very fast, because once we go back to the world, it gets slowed down. We have to tackle with the things. However, when you go back home, you need to continue this sadhana. Every day take 1 hour or half an hour, the maximum time you can devote for yourself. You have to take and do the Karma Sannyas Sadhana. Must. It's a must. Do not procrastinate. Do not leave it for another month. Do not say, oh, but when I'll go back home, there'll be heaps of work, piles of my work I'll have to take care, and then I'll do it next week. No. Let me take a good rest today and I'll do it from tomorrow. No. Once you leave it for future, it never gets done. The sankalp should be did, firm determination. Yes. And you continue. The practice at home. This is in ekant. What is ekant? Just by yourself? No. Ekant could be just by yourself or with your spouse. With your spouse and with your children. But all of them have to be of the same mind, same interest, mode of emotion. It has to be there. All with one aim. Then your ekant sadhana, Karma Sannyas Sadhana, ekant means by yourself, in solitary will not be broken. This is also Karam Sannyas Sadhana. Look how many of us are seated here. So many of us. And yet, amidst everybody, you'll feel only you and your beloved is here because everybody has got the same aim. But if someone does not have the same aim or same kind of mode of emotion, you'll start to feel that disturbance. Then you can choose to be seated all by yourself. This is talking back at home. You can choose to be just by yourself. But if you find that your spouse and your children all are enjoying and all are into the same, mode, then why not? Your ekant sadhana, your karam sannyas sadhana is okay. It's right. It's not broken. Don't think it's wrong. So that's karam sannyas sadhana. And then going out in the world and dealing with all sorts of people, that's karma yoga sadhana. Thus, we need to practice both. Because karam sannyas sadhana, as I told you in the beginning, will help us practice karma yoga sadhana. And slowly, the same thing which was so difficult for us would become very easy for us to practice. And we will start to experience the divine grace and the divine love. So we are going to practice one karam sannyas sadhana here as well now. And the pad that I have taken, we are going to sing this. I'm going to explain to you word by word, and we are going to try to practice our karam sannyas sadhana, where our yearning and our longing to see this most beautiful, dark, black, divine locks, curls, locks, hair locks of Sri Krishna. When will that day come that I will see it? I will see it. I know Sajatiye, Vijatiye, Swagata Bheda Shunya Tattva, you are your Shingar, you are the beauty, you are the Shingar, you are the abode of it, the embodiment of it. But when will I see those locks which I'm talking about? That kind of longing, huh? And to get into the same bhav, remember, don't think that, oh, Didiji, is it okay to, when we are singing this particular pad, to think the way I want to think? No, not now. When you are already perfect, then it's fine. You can do whatever you want to. But at this stage, try to bring that bhav, because you are trying to build Roop Dhyan. And you are trying to build the Roop Dhyan in accordance to the chanting you are singing. That is how you're going to train your mind. You're going to prepare your mind and heart to visualize the Lord. So as we are talking of the description, the same bhav, the same sentiment should be in our hearts and minds. And you should be visualizing the same. Don't disconnect it from what you are singing. Otherwise, you'll be singing something else, you'll be thinking something else. And then the mind, it's already wild. It's very much used to thinking of anything on its own. It will go away and you'll be only parroting the words. So it should not be only parroting the words. Fill it with ras, with meaning. And that, keep it in your heart. And that type of bhav should come in us. Natkhat ki Natkhat ki lat ghungral re, Natkhat ki lat ghungral re,
Natkhat ki lat ghungral re, Natkhat ki lat ghungral re.
सिगरे ब्रज की ब्रज बनी तनी के,
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 गल फांसी डाल रे,
कान्हा गल मह फांसी डाल रे,
कान्हा गल की लट घुंघराल रे, नटखट की लट घुंघराल रे,
नटखट की लट घुंघराल रे, नटखट की लट घुंघराल रे.
So, the Natkhat is Shyam Sundar Krishna, and his lat is his hair, his divine, black, curly, luscious hair, black hair, coming right up to the shoulder, is gungaral, means very curly, and the locks of those black, dark, curly, divine hair is very mischievous. So this is the divine, mischievous locks of Sri Krishna's, of Shyam Sundar's hair, which is extremely curly, is being talked about here. So what does it do? Sigare braj ki braj bani tan ke gal maha phasi dal rahe. These divine locks are like the noose. Phasi ka jo phanda hota hai, the noose, a killer. For whom? For the Braj gopis, the maidens of Braj. It is like the noose around the neck of the gopis when they see these divine, curly locks of Sri Krishna's hair, the dark, black, divine hair, then it is killing them. It's like the noose around their neck. Go deep into thinking what is being talked about here. What else is being talked about? Natkhat ki lat ghunghral re, natkhat ki lat ghunghral re,
नटखट की लट घुंघराल रे, नटखट की लट घुंघराल रे.
ऊपर ते मटकावती निगुरी,
ऊपर ते मटकावती निगुरी,
ऊपर ते मटकावती निगुरी,
ऊपर ते मटकावती निगुरी,
मोर चंद्रिका भाल रे,
कान्हा मोर चंद्रिका भाल रे,
कान्हा मोर चंद्रिका भाल रे,
कान्हा मोर चंद्रिका भाल रे,
कान्हा
घुंघराल रे,
घुंघराल रे,
घुंघराल रे.
नटखट की लट घुंघराल रे, नटखट की लट घुंघराल रे,
नटखट की लट घुंघराल रे, नटखट की लट घुंघराल रे.
ऊपर ते मटकावती निगुरी मोर चंद्रिका भालरे. And on top of everything else, the locks in itself, the of mischievous Sri Krishna, is so enticing, and it is like killing the gopis. The moment they set their eyes on these most beautiful divine hair and the locks, the curly hair and the locks of Sri Krishna's hair, they are already like on their deathbed. Those locks are like the noose around their neck. It's already creating so much of longing, so much of, there is a desperateness that on top of this viraha they are going through, this agony they are going through, this peacock feather crest which is placed on top of that head of Sri Krishna is so close to those curly, beautiful locks and hair. And it is strutting as if it is trying to tease these gopis, saying, look, I am here, getting all the closeness, all the love, and drinking all the nectar, and you're craving for it. So it increases the agony in the heart of these gopis. And this peacock, this mean peacock feather crest is singing its good fortune, teasing the gopis about being so very close to the divine locks. And what else is this divine lock doing? Natkhat ki lat ghungral re, Natkhat ki lat ghungral re,
Natkhat ki lat ghungral re, Natkhat ki lat ghungral re.
वाने कान भरे कछुयाते,
वाने कान भरे कछुयाते,
वाने कान भरे कछुयाते,
वाने कान भरे कछुयाते,
कुंडल मटकत गाल रे,
कान्हा कुंडल मटकत गाल रे,
कान्हा कुंडल मटकत गाल रे,
कान्हा कुंडल मटकत गाल रे,
घुंघराल रे,
घुंघराल रे,
घुंघराल रे,
घुंघराल रे,
नटखट की लट घुंघराल रे, नटखट की लट घुंघराल रे,
नटखट की लट घुंघराल रे, नटखट की लट घुंघराल रे.
So, on top of this hair itself, the peacock feather, the very mean peacock feather crest is also strutting and showing off, singing its good fortune. And it seems that this peacock feather crest has whispered something in the ears. Something it has said in the ears of Shamsundar. And you know, the earrings dangling there have started to stutter as well. They are strutting as well. And they are swagging as well. They are showing off as well, the earrings. This is the Shingar of Shamsundar. So bring it in your mind when you are doing this Roop Dhyan. So Vaini Kana Bhare Kachu, poisoned. This crest has poisoned the ears of Shamsundar. And now, Kundal Matakat Galare. This kundal is the earrings. Now the earring is also strutting about and kissing the cheeks of Shamsundar. So you can imagine the agony in the heart of the gopi who is wanting to be so close there, and yet these ornaments, they are showing off their closeness and their intimacy and their bliss. So this is what it all starts with the lock, the hair. Natkhat ki lat ghungral re, Natkhat ki lat ghungral re,
Natkhat ki lat ghungral re, Natkhat ki lat ghungral re.
लियो मिलाए उरहूं या तेलखूं, लियो मिलाए उरहूं या
तेलखूं,
लियो मिलाए उरहूं या तेलखूं,
लियो मिलाए मिलाए उरहूँ या तेलखू
लियो मिलाए उरहूँ या तेलखू
लियो मिलाए उरहूँ या तेलखू
मटकत उरमणि माल रे
कान्हा मटकत उरमणि माल रे
ओ कान्हा मटकत उरमणि माल रे
कान्हा मटकत उरमणि माल रे
घुंघराल रे
घुंघराल रे
घुंघराल रे
घुंघराल रे
घुंघराल रे
घुंघराल रे
नटखट की लट घुंघराल रे नटखट की लट घुंघराल रे
नटखट की लट घुंघराल रे नटखट की लट घुंघराल रे
So the peacock crest and the earrings both have now also got the heart on their side. So they have also now included the heart. So the chest, which we can see, the heart we can't see, the chest which we can see is beautified with a jeweled ornament, with a jeweled necklace, diamond studded. So that jeweled necklace is also now swaggering. And it is right there on the chest, embracing the chest like anything. So the earrings are always dangling and kissing. And the peacock crest up there is already saying that, look, I am the most fortunate one to be with this most beautiful, graceful, black, curly hair. And now the jeweled necklace on the chest is also swaggering and showing off to the gopis, increasing their longing, their yearning, and their agony to have one embrace of Shyam Sundar. Just imagine what this divine ghungharale, divine curly hair of Shri Krishna is doing. नटखट की लट घुंघराल रे नटखट की लट घुंघराल रे
नटखट की लट घुंघराल रे नटखट की लट घुंघराल रे
श्री कृपालु राधे अतिकारी कृपालु घुंघरारी
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 लटल की हम बेहाल रे कान्हा
लट लखी हम बेहाल रे
ओ कान्हा लट लखी हम बेहाल रे
कान्हा लट लखी हम बेहाल रे
घुंघराल रे
घुंघराल रे
ओ घुंघराल रे
घुंघराल रे
घुंघराल रे
घुंघराल रे
ओ नटखट की लट घुंघराल रे नटखट की लट घुंघराल रे
नटखट की लट घुंघराल रे नटखट की लट घुंघराल रे
Krantikari, Kripalu Ghungarari, so dark and beautiful, as if all the pitch darkness have come and hidden in this hair of Sri Krishna. And now Sri Krishna's most lustful, beautiful black curls and locks of his divine hair is so very enticing, so attractive. It is pulling the heart that our beloved Gurudev, Jagadguru, Shri Kripalu Ji Mahaprabhu, who is giving us this pad and this description and explanation to do Roop Dhyan on, says that even I could not control myself. And I am also infatuated. I've fallen in love with this hair. You know, when I began on this path, the first question I had asked, is Maharaj's hair like this? It was Maharaj's Bhavesh photo, the first Bhavesh photo. His hair was so thick, so black, so curly, so beautiful, that from the photo itself, it was attracting the heart and mind so much that I asked only one question, is his hair like this? And when Maharaji was in Delhi once, and there was a doctor who came to visit Sri Maharaji from this Delhi hospital, and he said to Maharaji, he said, you know, Maharaji, your hair is so beautiful, it's so attractive. He had come there to actually take care of Sri Maharaj's foot, which had a little problem. It had fractured. So instead of doing that, he was admiring at Sri Maharaj's hair and talking about Maharaj's hair. He was not doing his work. And Maharaji laughed and laughed later on, telling us that this doctor came and he was only talking about my hair. But the thing is that, just imagine when our beloved Gurudev and his hair is like this. What about Shyam Sundar when he appears before us in his full bloom beauty, as he is the very abode of beauty? Then after hiding himself so much, when we can see this beauty, what if it's not hidden? So Sri Maharaji says, even I got trapped and fell in love and infatuated with this. I don't know whether infatuated is the right word, but I just got trapped and fell in love, drowned in the beauty of this hair. So this is the beautiful pad that you just sang. Now you can take it home, or you can go back home. You don't take our pages, but you can go and get it at your place from your Premras Madhura, sing it, and do your Roop Dhyan on it. So coming to this sadhana helps us do this. And when you sit to do your sadhana, then Karma Sannyas sadhana, do learn to play something. See, you know why I'm not very expert player? I'm not an expert singer or player. Just because Sri Maharaji right from the beginning had said that dholak ka do char tam sikh lo, just learn a little bit, and a little bit of beating or of the drums or playing of the cymbals. So and slowly that little bit became better for me, that I can play. But I didn't learn music, and I was not a musician. I'm not a vocalist anyway. But yes, when you start to sing and chant, you start to sing and chant, and you start to grow in love with it. And you can't stay without it. And playing the instrument is very important in your Karma Sannyas sadhana, very important. Even if you take the cymbal and it's going out of tune, you don't have to be in tune. No. And even if you just press one, this, and keep going like this, and keep singing in your bhav. Just create that music. You know, you go tin, 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 ba. It's okay to do that. You know why? Just to cut the outside disturbance, the outside noise. So if I'm just singing, and then I'm singing, Natkhat, I'm singing in my own manner. You are there yourself, you know. Maybe if the other 4 family members or 2 family members, your spouse, somebody is feeling very disturbed, fine, you do your sadhana in the account just by yourself then. But But you need to keep some music there, clap your hands. So especially the music, the cymbals or something. Then when the phone is ringing, you don't hear it. Otherwise, your mind will get distracted. Even if one person drops a utensil there, a glass or something, your mind will go there. Hi, what's happening? And then the baby cries, and then, what's happening? So where is your sadhana? Hardly from 24 hours, you're taking that 1 hour or 15 minutes or half an hour, and in that too, your mind is going here and there. So keep the music with you. And then you do your chanting, your Roop Dhyan sadhana, okay? Try to do Roop Dhyan. Boliye Ladli Lal ki, boliye hamare kale kanua ki, unki kari kari ghungarari balo ki, Shrimad Sadhguru Sarkar ki, Jai Jai Shri Radhe, Jai Jai Shri Radhe, Jai Jai Shri Radhe.